like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite. Building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another EJJ, this time with a special mystery box. So I hope all the participants are feeling excited and looking forward to a competition. I can see our co-hosts are already having a good time. Tonight we have, for the first time, two co-hosts actually in the same room. Greetings, Catherine and Amelia.
Hello. Hello, hello.
All right, so you got a nice setup there.
Yes.
Yeah, we are not sure if it's going to work. If anything will happen, any technical difficulty, you'll see Emilia run into another room and stream from there. So we hope this works, because we thought it would be fun
Yeah.
to just.
Exactly. I would feel like you don't hear an echo, right?
I don't hear an echo. It sounds good.
Perfect. And we can both hear you. We have separate audio, and then we're just talking to the same mic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
great.
Gotcha.
So we have a topic today. Well, actually, first of all, we have the mystery boxes on the table. That's good. If you're in the chat and you want to guess what might be in the box, go ahead. I'd love to read your comments. I'll also let you know what some of the answers were from Instagram in a few minutes. But yeah, Amelia, would you like to introduce the theme for the day?
Yeah, puzzling as a kid, or like a kid. What was the exact topic? Yes. What could you learn from your younger self about the way you interacted with puzzles as a kid, and how different is this to how you approach puzzles today? So yeah, this was a topic that I suggested because I like the play-like mindset towards puzzles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, would you like to answer the question? Like what could you how did you approach them differently when you were a kid, and what could you maybe learn for yourself?
Yeah, it was purely for the fun. And I remember I visited my granny's house, and that was during the summers, I always did this a bigger 1,000-piece puzzles. And they were really old puzzles from 1970s or something. I would nowadays think that they're really boring, but they were actually quite fun, and you were just enjoying it. All the pieces in the box, Christian Legacy style, and just trying to like scoop it around and try to find one interesting piece. And when I saw something, and then I just spent all that time with that one piece, and yeah, really focused on it. Every piece caught my attention, that's for sure.
Yes. And how about you, Catherine? What can you remember from your puzzling as a kid?
So different things. As when I was puzzling alone, I would do like kids puzzles basically. So these like small Ravensburger puzzles that are like, I don't know, 68 pieces or whatever they are. But then I would also do puzzles with my grandma together, and she was the one who taught me how to find the edges, and that there's like 4 pieces that are corner pieces. And she like taught me all of these basics, and I have this vivid memory of doing this. It was basically a puzzle of the universe. So it was mostly just black, and it was a 1,000-piece puzzle, and we had it on her like kitchen table for weeks and weeks and weeks, and until we finally finished it. I don't know how long it took us, but I just remember like this feeling of accomplishment, and that's definitely something that I still feel every time that I finish a puzzle today. I'm still, yeah, that same feeling when you put in the last piece is still the same.
Yeah, well, for myself, I had to think about it, and I realized that when I was a kid, I had the same 1,000-piece puzzle. I loved it so much that I did it multiple times. And these days, I don't have any 1,000-piece puzzle that I do more than once. Maybe only if maybe the first time I do it with one of my family members, and then maybe I want to do it by myself, but I don't actually think that's the case. But I remember as a kid, I had this 1,000-piece puzzle, and I did it multiple times during the holidays because I loved it. And so these days I'm more like strategic or more intentional with what I'm puzzling, and kind of get it done, and like then it's out. But yeah, maybe, and my daughter is the same. I mean, in the school holidays, she'll do the same circle of colors desserts puzzle. She's already done it about 20 times, and she'll do it in the morning and do it in the evening as well, just because she loves it. So yeah, different approaches as we age and with our purposes for puzzling. So before we unwrap, I'll just, well, we're not wrapping, it's a box. Somebody's saying maybe it's a donut puzzle in a round box. We have maybe possibly smaller puzzles or a 3D puzzle, a weird shaped box, a tube, a hexagon, something like that. And on Instagram, somebody said maybe a weird shape, a gift, frogs. Other people just said no idea. Somebody said a bag, a puzzle that comes in a bag, or a puzzle that comes in an unusual shaped box. Okay, so I'm just going to take us off the screen, and then I will let the, yes, go ahead everybody, slice open those boxes and let's see what we have there.
Yeah, some guesses were correct.
So yes, it is an unusual shaped box. Yes, it is a hexagon. The box is a hexagon and the puzzle is a hexagon. So you want to remove the plastic as well. Okay, I'm just going to put myself up on the screen. I want to just show you something about the lid. So here's the puzzle. That is the actual image. So you want to use the box as for the image. Now I found so okay, that's the when you want to show something, it always does the opposite. So when I tried to take the box lid off the other times I really struggled. It was really tight, and it took me about 15 seconds to get the box lid off. This time it just slid off. But please go ahead and take the box lid off. I don't want anybody struggling with that. And then just place it like kind of, actually, I don't think I think I put the wrong thing. Just a moment. So please take your lid off already and just like place it kind of on top of the box, because I have a little dent in my box, and I found that when I tried to pull it off quickly, it just kind of stuck. Okay, so everybody should have their box just placed on the table, the lid ready to go. No, Fabienne, the lid stays on the box. Just gently place the lid on top of the box. Yeah, just slanted so that you don't have to like, so it doesn't like have a suction effect. Okay. All right, we are over 7 o'clock, so let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Cat over there.
And there, yeah, I see there's someone is struggling with a cat. Okay, let's have a closer look at this really beautiful puzzle. So this is a puzzle from a company called Peace House. The name of the puzzle is Paradise, and it is by an artist called Gerard Taylor. On the puzzle, we see some flowers here in the top, like a surf scene with all kinds of different people surfing, a beach. There's like a city and a little skyline, and then a sky. As Michelle has said, the puzzle is actually hexagonal, so building the border might be a little bit more tricky than what you're used to from just a square puzzle.
Yeah, the shape here definitely brings the novelty into this. And yeah, I can actually like that image.
Yeah, me too. It has this really cool vibe. Don't get too intimidated by the water, because it seems like there's a lot of water, but once you've built all the other stuff, there's not that much water left anymore at the end.
More like a background color, and maybe you build something else. Or maybe somebody wants to start with the water, why not? I suggested that to you, I think.
I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't think that happened. I was like, yeah, look at it. It's a different color. What are you talking about?
All right, let's welcome our first puzzlers here on the screen. So we have Sami from the United States. We also have Sanna from Finland, another Sanna from Finland. Then we have Sarah from Germany, Shay, I'm assuming, from the United States, the one that's struggling with the cats, and Sophie from Germany.
Yeah, and this is actually interesting because it's a different shape, so I would assume different amount of edge pieces that most people sort out in the very beginning. And maybe having a little bit more, have to pay a little bit more attention, since I think at this point, the hexagon could be almost anything. So I think it's a question mark. Is there different kind of pieces? Is there some other surprises rather than just the shape of the whole puzzle?
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't even pay attention to how many edge pieces there were. But what was strange about the edge is that, you're used to having the edge either in two orientations, but now you have it also in these 4 extra orientations. And that can be a little bit tricky to gauge, like which way you have to turn the pieces, but it did come together eventually. So,
yeah, and it's actually very interesting to see if, because quite often we see people either start with the edges or do them quite early on, not always. But it's going to be interesting to see what is kind of like the split here. Do people feel like because it's a different shape, so it makes sense to kind of like do the edges early on just to get like the idea of where this puzzle is going? Or is there, for example, somebody, we have these people who do the edges last. So you could definitely still do that one as well.
Yeah, just to mention, like the dimensions of the puzzle are 48 centimeters by 42 centimeters. So that's should give you kind of a gauge whether it can still fit on your screen, on your table or not. Right now on the screen, we see Stephanie from Germany, then Steffi also from Germany, then Stein from Belgium, Susanne from Germany, Teresa from the Czech Republic, and Tuli from Finland. You can correct me on Finnish names. How do you pronounce this?
Tuli.
Okay. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna attempt.
I mean, it's the last name Py, Tuuli Py. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there will be no, that's a different name.
Tuuli, but
Yeah.
not yet on the screen.
No, but we can see people have mostly flipped. They have sorted out the edge. Some of them have started. Actually, Tuli has started with the flower, which I think is a good idea because it's like in the corner. It will give you something to ground your puzzle in, and it's a pretty distinct color from the rest of the puzzle.
Yeah, that definitely caught my eye as well. And I usually like things that are in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a perfect storm. And also, it's not just the flower; it's actually kind of like the flower and then the leaves.
Yeah.
So you could almost do either one or the whole package at once.
Yeah, I feel like the whole puzzle has very like Hawaiian vibes, you know, like, and the flower just make it even more Hawaiian, in my opinion. I don't know.
I have to disagree with that because now even you saying it and me looking at it, I don't see it.
That it's Hawaii? I don't know. Yeah, it could be anything, but
No, because I don't know. This to me looks like Miami.
Well, we can ask later when the
Most likely it's from New Zealand, like using the logic here. But to me,
Probably.
if I would be just looking at it, knowing nothing else, I would say it's a Miami feeling for me.
Yeah, because later we'll have the owners of Peace House join us for an interview, so they can tell us all about the puzzle and how they select them, how they work together with the artists, and all of these questions.
I love the little mascot over there.
Yeah. Okay, now with us we have Tulia from Finland. We have Valentina from Belgium. We also have Veronica from Norway. We have Wiebke from Germany. We have Victor from Poland. And then we jump to the front of the alphabet with Aaron from the United Kingdom.
Yeah, and actually Tulia has left a comment on the question of today saying that I've done puzzles as relaxed mode when I was a kid. I would assume most of us. There was no speed aspect at all. It was time together with mom, for example, on bigger puzzles, plus 1,000 pieces. It have remained the same relaxing puzzle and big puzzles, but 500 pieces I've never done before finding speed puzzling, so I had no idea how it feels to do relax. Have to try. I think actually a lot of people can maybe relate to that when you were doing puzzles just casually, rarely people actually do the 500 piece puzzles.
Yeah, no, the first 500 piece puzzles I bought was after I found out about speed puzzling, because before that I wouldn't even consider doing a puzzle that's smaller than 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, and Veronica also had very interesting comment. Patience. I would go through all the pieces at one time, checking if they would fit, like a big chunk of solid color. Obviously, not a great strategy speed-wise, but man, did I have better patience for that kind of thing than I have now. Yeah, that is actually very true. It's very similar how I did, like all the pieces in the box and just like trying to scoop it around. I didn't flip anything. It just when I saw one piece, and then I would spend a lot of time finding where it is.
Yeah, and here we can see a lot of people actually do have the same strategy as you. So they pick out the flower and they're building kind of away from it once they have that anchor in the corner. And it also gives you a little bit of an idea of like how big the rest of the puzzle will be.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you an idea in comparison to the reference image of how big of an area it is. But yeah, it seems indeed that I stole the easy part because we did this together.
All right. So now with us, we have Abby from the United Kingdom. We also have Adam from the United Kingdom. Then we have Alex from the United Kingdom. Everyone's over here from the United Kingdom, and everyone starts with A. What's up with that? Then we have Alexandra from Switzerland. We have Anne from Denmark. And we have Anne from the Netherlands.
Yeah, and Abigail saying every puzzle I did was pure joy. I think I sometimes lose sight of that in competing and the pressure I put on myself to improve. But as a kid, the pure joy of sliding the board out from under the sofa, sprawled on the floor, and then sometimes racing with my family to put the most pieces in or be the one to put the last piece in. I need to do more puzzles for pure joy. I actually love that last piece comment because I think that is still sometimes a thing, a video puzzle with some, but it's almost like this awkward social adult game. Like, do you want to put it? Do I put it? Who's gonna put it?
You know, I've made it kind of an unwritten rule for myself that every time I'm puzzling with non-speed puzzlers, I always let them have the last piece. Because
Yeah.
it gives you this, like the feeling that I was talking
Yes.
about in the beginning, like it gives you this feeling of like, oh, you know, like the puzzle is finished. And I want them, secretly, I have this mission that I want to just make everyone into a speed puzzler.
Mhm.
That you know, anyone who takes the time out of their day to do a puzzle with me, I'm like, please come to our
Yeah,
side.
and the disappointment when there is no last piece.
What do you mean?
If the last piece is missing,
Oh,
it's always the last piece because you think you have it, and if you don't,
yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, also joining us tonight, we have Annelies from Belgium. We have Anne Roos from the Netherlands. We have Annika from Denmark. Then there's also Aurélie from Germany, Beth from the United Kingdom, and Cameron from Canada.
shout out to Cameron, to my team member from the Swedish championship last weekend.
Yeah, how did that go as in your team? How did you do?
Oh, we did well. We were seventh. Unfortunately, we were not the first international, which was obviously the goal, but we really much. It was actually also kind of like this painting style of a puzzle. Super fun. We already been into championship together with the same team, so
Nice.
yeah, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and I can imagine that a lot of people are using these EJJs right now to prep either for nationals or for another competition, because yeah, the Swedish is always the ones that are kicking off like kind of the season, and then it's just rolling in with the Dutch championship coming up next weekend, and you know, many others to follow. I don't even have them all on my.
Belgium, did you say Dutch?
Oh yeah, Belgium. Sorry, Belgium nationals
I mean,
coming up
same
next weekend.
language. To exclude the French.
No, the Dutch one is in June.
Yeah. But the point taken, there is many championships, so at this point you can get a little bit confused. I actually mixed up the dates between the Finnish and the Norwegian ones, and I did my travel plans completely wrong. So many events.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you have any guesses for time,
Yes.
let us know what you think. Personally, I don't think that this is going to be a super fast puzzle just because of the slight like change in thinking of, you know, how you go about a puzzle that is a hexagon. But, you know, I'm not counting anyone out. I mean, we know that people can be still really fast.
I actually disagree with you. I think this does not impact too much on speed.
We will see.
However, the only exception is that if you're working very much on a smaller table, I think this is very equivalent for a circle puzzle where you have like this random space on like the corners of the puzzle. But yeah, that's just my vibe.
Okie dokie. Let's have a look who we have now. We have Dietmar from Germany. Then there's also Eline from Belgium. Then there is also Elke from Denmark, Evely from Estonia, Fabienne from France, and Fanny from Hungary. Yeah, most people seem to be either working kind of top down or working edge. So like I see a few people have finished the border. We see the person in the top right who is Elke, who is like putting together the hexagon. Evely has finished the hexagon, is working on the sky, it looks like. Eileen is kind of working typewriter style. So she
Yeah.
has started with the top and she's kind of working her way
Yeah.
down, which I think might be smart for a puzzle like this.
Yeah. And there is a lot of interesting things on the top, you know,
Mhm.
in addition to the flower, there is the sky, which I think a lot of people will like. And then there is the mountain horizon, and then the city starts from there. So you can actually build this quite nicely in layers from top to bottom if you want to. Might get a bit trickier with the water, but there is kind of logic to it, as you said.
Yeah, but even in the water, there's all of these different surfers, and there's a few like waves with like white things going around. So it's not, you know, well, we'll see how people do once they reach the water.
Yeah, I think that's where we kind of see where is it gonna go. I actually like the water quite a lot.
Okay, Pamela wants us to show the puzzle again. I don't know if you can see it very well if I'm showing it like this. Maybe Michelle's going to put me on really quick just so you can have a closer look. But yeah, basically we have this surf scene with a flower in the top left corner and then a couple of surfers in the water and like a beach scene with a city and a skyline and some mountains in the background.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right.
We have shown the puzzle again. I have a squeaky chair. I'm not sure if the microphone is catching that or not.
I don't know. Chat. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
The chair
Can you
squeaking?
hear the cheekiness, not cheekiness, squeakiness?
Let's have a look. Now we have Freya on screen from Sweden.
Mhm.
Then we also have Gavin from the United Kingdom, who is working on a black background, which is very interesting. Then we have Grobmeister from Germany. We have Haga from Germany. We have Hanna from Finland. And then there's also Inga from Lithuania. What do you think about the choice to do this on a black background?
I think what I'm interested in here, was this there before opening the puzzle, or was this kind of like optional? I have white or black, and when I see the puzzle, I will choose which one do I use. I'm more interested in that, but we cannot know because I wasn't well paying attention early on, since we have today 7 to 9 participants. But I don't know. I think really depends on what your preference. So if you're more used to that, then of course it would work unless the puzzle is completely black. But yeah, it's interesting. We saw a lot of options here, a lot of brown tables, white tables, and then this kind of like a black background as well. So yeah, good questions. Oh. Yeah, you can see from our reactions something is coming.
Next, we have Inge from the Netherlands, Irma from Switzerland, Isa from the Netherlands, Jana from Slovakia, Jasmine from the United States, and Ionna from Finland.
Correct. You want to tell the story?
No, you've been telling the stories.
So I even forgot to answer the question, but like she said a message to the chat. There was like, I forgot to answer the question beforehand, but I remember once that we had shape puzzle, and Ellen and I really wanted to finish it before bed, but our parents sent us to bed anyway. So we agreed to wake up in the middle of the night to finish it, as if our parents wouldn't notice the puzzle was finished all of a sudden.
I love that. It's like kid logic, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're not allowed to stay up, so let's like sneak up and finish the puzzle in secret.
Yeah, I think that's very healthy, sneaking out though, for finishing the puzzle. Like the determination over that.
Yeah, and just look how far Jasmine has come. With
That's
this
a great
puzzle.
progress. That's actually pretty insane progress.
Yeah, she's also working kind of typewriter style. So she
Yeah.
has finished the top, she has finished the sky, she's working on all the buildings right now.
Yeah, and I think actually she's very close to the beach line.
Mhm.
So that was pretty much how I did the puzzle, because I mainly did that part. So I also worked on that. And you were like it was, for me, it was actually really hard to find the right puzzle pieces I wanted to work on. You're excellent at that. But when I actually have the piece in my hand, then I felt like it was quite easy to try to find the place for it.
Mhm. With us now, we have Judith from Germany, Yuka from Finland, Julia from the Netherlands, Kasia from Poland, Katarina from Austria, and Katrin from Germany. Katrin from Germany. I always like seeing all the different versions of the name, like my name, Catherine.
Yeah.
Catherine, Katarina, Katrin, Ekaterina. There's like so many different ways that it can go. And I feel a kinship to everyone who shares my name.
Well, yeah, technically you do. It's just the different variations of one name. Also, what I can clearly like, because most of the participants are from Europe, we actually never see sunlight during this season. Everybody has their own artificial lights there. That can be interesting also, because I think we were just talking about the surface. I think also this, the combination of your light and surface can actually impact as well, because sometimes it might be like too shiny, or I think the sunlights just, they kind of like bounce back differently from different colors as well, or change a little bit how you see the puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, and some lights you can see certain colors differently.
Yeah.
And it can make it easier or harder.
Yeah, example, like completely solid black pieces, if they hit light, they actually look like the light. So they look like more like a yellow than anything else.
All right, now on screen we have Kenneth from Denmark. We have Christina from the United States, Lea from Denmark, Lilian from Germany, Lina from Lithuania, and Lotta from Ireland.
Lotta is, that's actually a Finnish name, so I can see it from the last name, but yeah, it's Lotta. That's how I would pronounce it.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, live abroad.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or just like to travel, like why I'm here.
Yeah, and we see more flowers being built. People really seem to start, like to start at the top, and then next to the flowers we have the sky, which is, you know, if you like building skies, I think this is a really nice sky to build.
Yeah, it was. I was only missing a few of the yellow pieces because I got them mistaken with probably with the beach, I think. But it was very nice, and there was those little details. There was like two birds. Was it a plane? Is it a plane? I think it's a plane.
Yeah, it's a plane.
It's a plane. That was also, yeah. So it was actually very nice. It's not a gradient, but it has like this nice, there is a little bit of the blue sky, and then it's mainly cloudy, but it has like this yellow, pink, purple. That I enjoyed that very much. I think the pieces are also very beautiful.
So on screen now we have Lynn from Belgium, Lynn from the United States, Magdalene from Austria, Maya from Finland, Maya from Slovenia, and another Maya from Slovenia. So Maya J and Maya P.
Yeah, so Maya J actually also commented here, I preferred larger puzzles and puzzling slowly. I usually pick the pieces straight from the box. I never really saw that because I really enjoyed going through the pieces with my hands and just placing them where they needed to go. So I have to remind myself now to just take time to enjoy the puzzles among all the speed puzzling training. I think that has been kind of like the common reply today, that yeah, I should actually, it almost feels a little bit nostalgia in people's answers that, hey, by the way, that was quite fun. I should do that again. And I think it's a good balance, because I was just talking with Emilia Persson when we were in Sweden, because we both have like a sports background, and we were both saying that people really just forget to have the balance and sometimes just, you know, puzzle casually, because actually ironically, that's also very important to your actual speed passing practice to do that.
Mhm.
So you can even, if it's hard for you to just relax, then you can think about that it's important for the practice as well.
Oh wow! And now on screen we have Mari, who has done some amazing progress. I'd say she's like halfway, a little bit
Yeah,
over
that's
halfway
amazing.
done. Then we have Maria from Slovakia, Maria from Sweden, Marta from Norway, Melly from Switzerland, and Nikki from Germany.
Yeah, that's a crazy progress, and I think I think she's gonna be able to keep up that speed. Also with the water pieces, there is a little bit of like a color difference there. I think the keyword is just because it feels like, oh my god, there's so much blue. But if you just keep calm and you're focused and you just pay attention to the detail, it's gonna go great.
Yeah, and she already has some of the anchors in her image there from the
Yeah.
little surfboards or the
Exactly.
white cap. There's like a lady, she has like a really like stark white cap. So those are things that you can kind of easily find within those blue, within this sea of blue pieces.
Oh yeah, there's also I said there was this nice bag that the pieces were in with the zipper and everything, so easy to kind of reuse.
Now with us we have Nina from Slovenia. We also have Rachel, but Rachel, we can't see your screen. I don't know, maybe something's wrong with your camera, so check it out. Then we have Robert from Sweden, Romina from Switzerland, and Rosaline from Belgium.
Yeah, shout out to Robert, who is also was on my team in Sweden, and also Rosalind, who's gonna be on my team in Dutch national. So
now we can see Rachel.
yeah, awesome. You are on.
Amazing progress there as well.
Yeah. It seems like so far we haven't seen completely different approach where, for example, somebody would have started with the people who are inside the water or working from that angle. But I'm still waiting because we still have a few people to go through. So I'm always hoping to see a different approach because I
No,
always
this
find it
was
so
it. This was all
interesting.
the people. So now we're having a look at who is in the lead. So we have Rachel, who's doing
Alright.
really well. We have Victor, who is, I would say, at a similar level as what we saw Mari was at before. So he has done most of the stop part and is working at stuff in the water. Then we also have Shay from the United States, who is at a very similar level as them as well. Teresa as well, and Hannah from Finland. So yeah, if I just look at this, my intuition is saying that it's like Victor, Mari, and Teresa are really neck and neck. And then very, very, very close behind, we have Rachel and Shay and Hannah that are just maybe like a few. And I'm talking maybe like 10 pieces behind or something like that. So it's not like there's not a big difference between.
And this is anybody's game still, because even though those last pieces can go faster in, but like we have almost, well, not half, maybe like 1/3 of the puzzle still to be done. And I feel like I can see a little bit different approaches. Some people still have their puzzle pieces mixed. Then we have Victor, who kind of seems like at least some of the, I'm not sure if they're darker pieces or are they just some pieces that are more like solid color.
Yeah, I think the pile that he has here at the top is just pieces that have nothing else on it but water.
Yeah, I was thinking that that same thing, and it's interesting because now here a lot of people may kind of like struggle between the two decisions. That when you start slowing down, do you work on the puzzle pieces that still have some detail on it, or do you start looking at the water? Because I think intuitively you would think that the water is harder because it doesn't have any other color. But to me, at least personally, when I started to figure out how the water works, I was like, just the solid color water pieces were actually quite easy. And we still had left also those pieces that a little bit of other color, other visuals. I didn't find them that easy in the end. I rather did just the water. So if you do like a very clear separation, are you losing kind of like an opportunity over there? Is what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Also joined on screen now, we have Inge, who is, at a similar stage as Mari and Victor and Shay are at as well, and Teresa. And then we also have Jasmine, who has a little bit of a slightly different approach because her border is not yet complete. But if you just count the pieces or you just look at the pieces that are in place, there are definitely a similar amount of pieces in as with the others. So I'm always a proponent of like attaching it, just because then you can see better like where the pieces go and you can place them more accurately on your inside of your puzzle. Like what we see Mari is doing there, you can really see that she knows like this is where this goes, this is where that goes. Just like Shay as well has these pieces pretty much in the correct spot already. Ooh, Inga is also has a strategy of not having that bottom part of the border finished out, but in this case, since she's really working from there, I think she can still get away with it.
Yeah, and this seems to be the style of today, that finish basically the sky buildings, beach first, and then test the waters for the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Mari's style, because not only the puzzle island seems to be like around the right area, it feels like they're like exactly on the right spot over there. And that really helps out if they are actually correctly placed, because you can literally see between two islands, for example, is just one piece that goes there. So I really like that style. And also we can see she's using some trays there as well, which is always interesting, because it's not very common when you do puzzle solo. It's more used with the pairs and teams.
But Mari has these great puzzles from Zacco, where you have the borders on 3 sides, but not on the 4th, so you can like easily slide your pieces down.
Yeah.
And I like that she is utilizing that space at the top to actually
because
put
it's
her
finished.
puzzles.
Yeah, and you get the pieces like much closer.
Yeah, and I feel like the closer the puzzle is to where it's gonna go, the easier it is to place it in, because you can see the shape better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually like this approach a lot.
Because you can process it with one look. You don't need to look at the pieces and then look elsewhere. And because that actually requires very tiny little, but still requires a little bit of memory of what did I just look at a second ago. Especially when we're talking about like a smaller differences in tone of color, that can be actually super important. But yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of blue pieces, but also a lot of them has like a little hint of something else. It could be just in a corner or in the ins and outs. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting, like who is able to keep up the speed and take the podium spots today. Because there is a lot of people who are getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I like seeing how you have like kind of slightly different approaches to this thing, even though they're all very similar. Like Mari's approach seems very, very like, it looks so neat, you know. If you look at her thing, it looks neat. If I look at Inge's, it looks a little bit more chaotic, but still relatively neat. So yeah, it's just a matter of who and maybe, you know, whose strength is this more to puzzle in this way as well, because, you know, the top part was not so much like pick and place.
Yeah.
Because you could just build section by section, whereas this whole bottom part really is more of a pick and place thing. You just have to like, okay, this is a person, like which person is it? Where does it go? Kind of. And then you place it into that area.
Yeah, and I also did it kind of like the reverse pick and place. So I was looking at an empty spot inside the puzzle that already had the structure, and I was imagining how that puzzle piece would look like, and then I went to look for that piece, other than the other way around.
Yeah.
And for me, it was quite helpful, because I kind of saw better just looking what we already built and then go from there. I didn't, so for some odd reason for this one, I didn't really like to look at the box too much. I don't know if it was just like too hard for my brain because it was so different. So I just went for the strategies for this one. Yeah, this is actually a good practice run for those who are competing in the Belgian Championship. But I did see some Swedish who were competing just on the weekend here coming. I don't know if here they cool down or they're just so still excited about the great event that they're like, more puzzles, let's go, like using that energy.
Yeah, I thought I would see more Belgians today. Actually, there were a few, but there were not that many. I expected there to be more.
Maybe having a little break also beforehand. I think
Yeah.
there's like a competing right before a big competition it has its pros and cons, because especially in EJJs, there's a lot of like this very high level competition if you want to really fight for the top spots. So then you also have to know yourself, like, how does this impact, my confidence, and how does this support actually my preparations? But yeah, most importantly, should be having fun, because as the topic today is kind of like doing puzzles like a kids, and
yeah, but I think this puzzle will do that for people, because it is a
Yeah.
really fun puzzle to put together.
it is, and it's different for sure. And yeah.
So I think now, if I am now reevaluating what I'm seeing, Victor has finished everything that has
Yeah.
something else on it. So he only has these like pure blue pieces left. And
Yeah.
the way that he's kind of taking them and he's like kind of throwing them onto the puzzle, and then quickly seeing where they go and then
Yeah.
flipping them and putting them into place, which I think is a really cool strategy. And as you can see, I mean, he just picks up a puzzle and like it goes
Yeah.
in, and then he goes to the next one and it goes in. And this also works because of the way that now all of these empty spots are there. If you look on the left-hand side, it's all just like empty pieces, and it's just one piece that fits there. And
Yeah.
as soon as you see it, you can just put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that he often picks up like couple pieces if he can just, recognize that, oh, these pieces, I feel like these will go somewhere that I know. It's almost like a split second. It's not even like active decision. It's just like
Yeah.
I feel something about this, and I trust my skill. So I know I most likely will be able to pull it off. And
Yeah, like
just keep going for it.
he takes it and he like kind of
Yeah.
throws it into the
Yeah.
general direction of where it will go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And only then tries it when
No, but that is very important for speed, that you don't stop and look at which piece to take and decide, I'm going to take this piece. Just take whatever piece, and while you're moving it the direction of where you still have spots left, that's the couple of seconds that you can actually spend. Oh, what is this piece? What do I do with this? Because then you just save up so much time, and you can see how he's there. Just putting all the time the puzzle pieces also closer. I do that as well. I just keep moving them closer.
Yeah,
So
and he's
then-
putting in these last
Yeah.
like 6 to 7 pieces that we have there, and
Mm-hmm.
this will be
Last pieces, let's go.
1. Come on.
And
Yay!
both hands finish. I love that. Just a little bit over
38 minutes and 9 seconds. Congratulations, Victor.
amazing.
And now it's a race for second place.
I love that finish. With the
Good.
both hands, last 2 pieces.
We have Inge, who only has blue pieces left. We have Mari, who only has blue pieces left. And we have Teresa, who also only has
Yes.
blue pieces left. Do we have someone else that I don't have on my screen? Oh yeah, Rachel. Let me put you on my screen as well so that I can see them in real time and not with a 30-second delay.
Yes.
Yeah, Rachel also only has blue pieces left. So
Amazing.
any of you ladies, any of you could get the. I think
Yeah.
I think actually they will finish like in just a couple of seconds in between them.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely gonna be just some seconds in between. Like this is anybody's game right now because literally every second matters. And it feels like they all have almost like, well, obviously there is like you can see some just put like whatever piece wherever, does it go left or right. Some people have this more organized. I feel like, for example, Teresa is more like going outside in, filling in those holes left over there.
Yeah, I feel Inge as well.
Yeah, and some people really prefer that strategy. And then there are usually people who tend to look, like I said, they look at the puzzle and imagine what pieces go there rather than the other way around. So they're just like, okay, I want to fill this area.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I feel like everyone has exactly the same holes still left in the puzzle.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like maybe Teresa is like 2-3 pieces ahead, and then like Inge is like right there. Mari, I don't know. I mean, I can't decide like who is further ahead.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Rachel
Also, Mari
also
has a
right
very
there.
interesting, like a little island in the middle of that place over there. So yeah, and if it's in the right place, I think I don't know. We're gonna see very very soon. Like who is it, and who is able to handle the pressure and just keep going. Oh my god, this is so close. Gonna be so close.
It's gonna be so close.
So close.
Ooh.
I can see. I think Teresa is. But also like. I'm like, oh, this one, but also this one, and yeah, because Inge is also putting
I think
very
Teresa
fast.
has it.
Yeah,
yes.
Second place.
Oh my gosh.
With the time 41 minutes and 3 seconds. Amazing. And we're still kind of on it.
And Rachel.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second.
Well, maybe her screen has a delay because it was like before.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe there is we have a confusing here.
It's very confusing, but yeah, it must be. She must have finished it like then, and her screen just has a delay. And now we have Mari and Inge. They literally both have one piece left. And
yes,
Inge,
oh my god! You can see them click.
That was like the same
click
second.
on the screen.
Let's see what.
Oh my god!
Let's see what the official time says. Okay, so Mari and Inge literally.
Oh my god, they're actually in the same second.
They finished like 5 milliseconds apart from each other.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations, everyone. Okay, so it looks right now like we have our top 5. So Victor, then Teresa, then Rachel, then Inge, and then Mari. Yeah, Rachel, it still looks like it's unchecked. There was something weird going on. Like your thumb came in before we saw you finish, but I'm assuming that it has to do with a delay in your thing. Anyways, of the top 5, the ones that would like to stay for an interview, you can tell me in the chat if you are willing to stay, and we can talk to you later.
Alligator. Oh yeah.
Okay, and has anyone else finished yet? No, I don't think so.
Okay. But I think soon will be, what I can see.
Yeah, Hannah is very close. Shay is very close. Jasmine is super close.
Anna is very close as well, yeah.
Yeah, no surprises here. Everyone's finishing with the water. I think that's something that. And we have Shay. She just, I'm not sure. Shay just finished the puzzle with 6th place with a time of 43 minutes and 37 seconds. Did we have anyone who had a guess for the time? that was anywhere close. I feel like people were guessing
More like something like 30,
less.
35. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not, I mean, it's not a hard puzzle, but it's definitely not a super easy puzzle either.
Yeah, and even if you get even like a little bit confused with the edges, because as I said, I'm not sure how many edge pieces this have, but for example, basic Ravensburger 500 piece puzzle, I think they have like 86 edge pieces. So that's actually a lot of pieces. So if you get confused with that amount of pieces and you're a little bit slower than you would regularly be, then already that can impact on the total time. With a few extra minutes, because that's actually almost like a 1/5 or 1/6 of the puzzle. And I think we had another finish over there. Let's how does this work? I'm not the technical lead here.
It's Anne from the Netherlands. Congratulations, Anne.
I'm nicely under, still 45, so the time was 44 minutes and 47 seconds. That's amazing time. And I think, yeah, now we're gonna start getting, I think another finish is over there now. Yes, I saw on my screen, but
Sorry?
I think I saw some other finishes, but I'm not sure where to see them.
We would see them here. Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
Hannah finished.
yeah, that's what I showed, but then I didn't see it there yet.
Yes.
Yeah, and not like just like 20 seconds. So I think now we're starting to get the waves starting here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, for right now, it's still kind of coming in relatively slow. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I mean, everyone is doing so well. Everyone is finishing with the ocean. And I'm sure like everyone who's like watching at home will see that pretty much everyone will have those same blank areas at the tail end of coming into the finish with this puzzle.
Yeah, definitely. There was, by the way, a few other comments that I missed when we were going through the people, so I'm just gonna read them out. Valentina saying, my only memory of doing puzzle as a kid was a big cat picture puzzle we did with my family. We took weeks to complete it and hung it on the wall. That prevented me from touching up another puzzle for the next 20 years. Those puzzles should be prohibited for families. Yeah. That is true. Also, I think puzzles have changed a bit from the puzzles at least I did like 20 years ago. They were like really like these sceneries and
yeah, definitely.
Surprisingly, I would say something that would be considered hard puzzle in the speedrunning community these days.
Yeah, like photographs and.
How fun would it be if they put in one of the bigger competitions, like some old puzzle from like 1970s? Maybe they can just redo it with a little bit better quality, but the image would be the same. I think that would be quite fun, like old edition puzzles.
Sorry, I'm not like a good multitasker like Michelle. I can only like type and talk separately from each other. In the meantime, we had Jasmine finish from the United States. Congratulations, Jasmine.
I wonder what's the time there.
Yeah,
Morning.
47. Oh, and yeah, I guess it depends on which side you're on. I don't know from which coast Jasmine is.
But definitely not the same time as here.
No.
That is for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Nadia was saying that she doesn't really remember of herself doing puzzle as a kid, but She saw our daughter, who is 3 years old, puzzles, and she noticed that she mostly puzzles without looking at the box, and that is something that she thinks she should learn again herself as well. Yeah, I've also noticed that watching a lot of kids puzzle lately that they don't really look at the box and they don't do the edges first, and
No.
sometimes they just like, oh, I like this creature on this puzzle, so I'm gonna find it no matter what. Or they're just pointing out a empty spot and they're like determined to find that one piece wherever it might be.
Okay, and we have Sammy closing in on these last few pieces, just like Inge and Inga, sorry, Magdalen and Freya. So who's gonna take the 10th spot of these people? I'm sure we don't have to wait too long anymore.
No. I'm curious to hear how people felt about those blue pieces.
Yeah, well, soon we're gonna ask. Yeah, as soon as we have a 10th finisher, I think is a good time to ask some of our podium finishers to join us and give us the scoop from their perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And how did they felt with the hexagon shape and everything? It is different. I don't remember actually even myself doing. I have done one, but it was also like all the pieces were that shape.
Oh, and it's Magdalen from Austria.
Amazing.
Congratulations. Yay. And you finished just over 50 minutes. So if this was your try to get out of the 50 plus club, then you missed it by like 34 seconds. Someone wants to know what Inga S's tray is made out of. It looks to me like just maybe a piece of paper or something like that. Maya from Slovenia also just finished. Congrats. And then
Amazing.
Inga's about to finish. Sammy's about to finish.
Yeah.
Freya looks like she's also like so close. And Rose looks like she's really close as well. Yeah, and Inga, she just finished. There we go. Maybe Inga, you can answer the question in the chat. What someone wants to know what your tray is made out of.
Important questions.
Shall we talk to Victor, our winner of today, and see what he thought of the puzzle? Victor, are you there? Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very surprised with how well it went, despite the difficulties that were undeniably there. But one thing, I saw already Rachel posting about this puzzle on Instagram after finishing, and she was talking about this middle piece, which has a very weird shape.
Yes.
And this is very funny because right now I was looking at the box and reading stuff from the box, and I just saw that on the very back.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw it as well.
I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, I remember. We were wondering if that's an edge piece or no when we were sorting out in the beginning.
Yeah, I was wondering too. And I was surprised because I didn't see any seagulls in the border.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very confusing. And then I thought, oh, this has to be somewhere else. And then I realized it's in the middle.
Yeah.
But how did you like the shape? Have you done this shape puzzle before?
I have never done hexagons. And I think I would like to do more of them. I really liked this puzzle. The edge was definitely something new, and you had to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Especially in the water part of the edge, because I tried to go by the direction of the ripples on the water to help me, but at the same time I was like, there are so many different directions of the ripples that I think I just need to go by colors. And if if you have like, I don't know, 15 pieces of edge and all of them have some small different variations of directions and different places where they cut a certain thing, then you try to match them. So I think I did everything for the edge that I knew like about the edge. And I was missing a lot of it too.
Yeah, and there's this one edge part where it doesn't connect, like on the right side.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just above the feet, there's like all the rest of the edge connects, and then there's like one piece where it doesn't connect, and it's really confusing because you're like, that it can't be, it must connect somehow.
Yeah, there's like a surprises inside the surprise, because did you have any idea what to expect when you realize it's going to be hexagon? Do you expect that also the other pieces to be like whimsy or something like that?
To be completely fair, I knew about this brand because of Donna Louise's videos, where she talks about it. And I think they have like a special competition in New Zealand that they use this brand. And I remember, maybe, I don't think it was this image, but I saw the piece cut and I was like, okay, so like the insides are okay, but the rest of it, like the edge, is supposed to be more challenging. But I think I also would come to the same conclusion when I just, flip the pieces.
Yeah, great. But I want to ask also about our theme of today. How did you do puzzles when you were a kid, and how's your approach? Obviously, a little bit different these days.
I was thinking about it after reading the question. And I think the main thing that I did differently was I used to just flip all of the pieces when I was a kid and then look for the edge. And I remember it being very frustrating. And I don't know why I never came up with the idea to just collect the edge while flipping. But it was like the ritual, me just flipping everything and then looking for the edge and missing half of it. Because it was always 1,000 pieces, so there was a lot to be missed.
Yeah.
But I think the next thing that I was doing was just taking something and trying to put the pieces together like one section, and because I was doing puzzling for leisure puzzling when I was a kid, so I was just taking one thing, and until I finished that thing, I wasn't going to the next thing. Now it's different, but I try to go back and forth with what type of order I want to go, if I want to do 1 by 1 or 3 by 3.
And is there something from the way that you puzzled as a child that you would want to take with you for now? Or do you say like, no, my technique is, I don't need to have anything from when I was puzzling as a child?
I think maybe not technique wise, but I would like to be able to switch back to my like childhood type of puzzling with the speed, because puzzles used to take so much longer, and the process was so much more absorbing in a way. And it was very, very intentional, because when I had like the puzzles that I had, they weren't very easy. There was a lot of skies in there. I think I just have trauma.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't even know, did I? I don't know. But I don't think I knew that I could shape sort when I was like, I don't know, 10. So I just had, I don't know, 500 pieces of sky, and I was just looking for all of them. And I think this is something now I'm remembering. Wait.
It's all coming back.
Flashbacks are coming in.
Childhood memories.
I currently, sometimes I get very annoyed with myself that I'm not able to remember where the pieces are on the table. Like, because back then, when I was doing puzzles very slowly, and I had this big pile of everything, and I was just looking for one specific shape, I remember that at some point I could just most of the pieces just tell, like remember when they were because I scanned through them so many times. And I remember the feeling of knowing and to be able to finally come to a point that I need a piece. And I was like, oh, I remember where it lays. So I miss that because I don't have time for that anymore.
Yeah, I was just thinking the only way probably you could replicate that is if you were doing like a 5,000 piece puzzle or something like that.
Yes. But at the same time, now I don't have enough patience, I think. And when I just have a lot of pieces, I'm like, I need to do shape sorting now.
Who needs patience as an adult? Such a child thing to do, or not?
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
I move pieces after shape sorting. So when I do shape sorting for like the first wave, I do it and then I place some pieces. And then when it's, I don't know, half of it left, I just collect it closer so it's easier to see. So the positions changed already and I can't remember. And I don't know. That sucks.
Do you have any other comments about the puzzle, like the brand, the quality of the pieces? Because I didn't describe any of that in the beginning because I thought I don't want to, you know, just influence people too much about like what I'm thinking about the puzzle.
So I think I was expecting to have false fits, and I already heard that some people had them, but I actually had no false fits, and this is very surprising to me because I think there are only like 2 brands that I never had false fits with, and this is the third one. So that's very nice. I wish maybe that some of the background was less blurry, but it's not pixelated. It's just blurry, so I think it's intentional.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe. No, I think for quality, that's it. I really like that the pieces are thick, and they are thick, and at the same time, you don't have to hammer them down like some other piece cuts. So I really like that, and also I like the edge shapes. And I think I only had like 2 connected pieces, but what I have to say is that I have pieces like this sometimes, and they're not cut through entirely.
Yeah.
So that sucks, but I think it happens. But I really overall enjoyed this puzzle, and I was contemplating for a bit to just do the water part first, because I kind of saw so many different things in the water.
Yeah.
And after I was done, I pinned like 6 people that I thought are going to be next, and actually they were. And I was looking what they're doing, and they were all finishing with water like I did. So maybe that's just, I don't know. But I think I saw in the water so many different things that I normally wouldn't see. And I don't know what the reason is.
I mean, right now on screen, we see one person, Lina, who is actually finishing with the the city, the buildings.
Yeah, I was scared of the city because they were blurry, and I felt like there is a lot of it. And also the 2 buildings that are in the front are kind of similar. So I tried to avoid the buildings, and I just built the voyable net and built off of that because that was more recognizable. Yeah, I was expecting to finish with the mountains fully, but then it just worked because the sky was actually nice. It has a good gradient, but it's not visible from like the first glance. And also the airplane is much bigger than it seems on the box, I think, because I was expecting to like, I don't know, have 3 pieces, but it's actually like almost every single piece of the sky has a part of the airplane, so it was easier to locate them and then build out of the gradient. So that was very nice.
All right, cool. Well, my husband is like tearing down the house apparently. Well, thanks, Victor. Thank you for your insight. Congratulations on your time. And yeah, are we gonna see you again soon at an EJJ, or are you gonna be at any event soon?
Yes. I don't know when is I think it's already in March, next DJ that I'm going to be at. But the next in-person event is going to be 24-hour marathon in France.
Okay.
And that is also happening soon.
Cool. All right. Then see you soon at an EJJ, and to everyone who goes to the 24-hour marathon in France might see you there. And yeah, thanks for chatting with us, Victor.
Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
And now I don't know if you can hear it, but my dog is going crazy outside. I apologize. In the meantime, we are just now at 28 finishers. We are at 1 hour and 4 minutes time, and 29. Someone just came in. Nikki just finished. Yeah, so actually people are rolling in rather slowly. Like sometimes when we are doing the EJJs, then at this time you will have maybe like 40, 45 finishers. So we're only at around 30 finishers, like just showing the difficulty of this puzzle, that it's not a straightforward puzzle. Okie dokie. There is couldn't stay for an interview, but we are going to be joined by Rachel, who came in 3rd place, and maybe she can tell us what happened with her video. Hey, Rachel, first, congratulations on your amazing time. My theory is that you had some type of because in the beginning your screen was off. So I thought maybe there's like a delay in what we see in the meeting and like what actually happened in real life. But like what actually happened?
So I normally always do the EJJ with my laptop plugged into the power. And I forgot to plug it in today. My charger was downstairs. So I think it must have gone on some sort of power saving mode where after like 15 minutes, it like blacked out the screen. So that happened early on. So I had to stop and like put in my username and password again in the middle of the competition. So then I was trying to keep an eye on it so that if it started to go black, I like just moved the mouse to like keep it awake. But then I think I must have accidentally hit the timer button just before I finished.
Okay, yeah, that explains it. But nonetheless,
it was very stressful.
You're still in 3rd place. Michelle said she already adjusted your time,
Yes,
so it didn't affect your placement, but very, very close to Inge, just like 7 seconds before her.
And Larry as well, right?
By the way, I gotta tell you, you're not the first one who has done that in EJJ. So that has happened like one of the very first EJJs, I think.
To you?
Not to me.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say name, but that's not the first time, and it's always kind of like a funny incident. It's memories.
All right.
Stories to tell.
Rachel, tell us about your experience with the puzzle. What did you think of the puzzle itself and like your approach? I mean, I feel like your approach was the same as like pretty much everyone's approach, but still, like, what did you think when you opened the puzzle? How did you feel about it being a hexagon?
It was a real surprise. I'd never really seen these hexagon puzzles that Peace House have done before. I've just sort of been looking at them now. So originally when I opened it, I was like, probably don't start with the edge because it might be hard to pick out the edge pieces. But as I was flipping, I realized that the sky wasn't as distinct as I expected. And actually the edge was quite easy to pick out. So when I started flipping, I realized that I could pull the edge out. And I think it really helped because it gave me the idea of like the kind of shape and size of it, because otherwise I think it would have been hard to like gauge. And then I pretty much just worked top down until I got to the water, and then I did all the people and then finished with the like just water pieces.
Yeah, that's the most popular strategy that we've seen today. So far, we only had one person who finished with the town. Everyone else is like doing exactly that.
The town and like the kind of hills, that was really easy to like pick all those pieces out. They're a real distinct color. So they pick out really nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and most people actually started with the flower in the corner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just did you know about this brand?
Only recently, I asked someone to give me some unboxed puzzles to practice for the Munich competition, and they gave me, is it like Feast and Fizz? It's like a 500 rectangle puzzle by this brand, but I'd never done anything by this brand before. So that was my first sort of experience, like about a week or two ago. But I really like all the
Great
images.
timing.
Yeah. But I'm not sure how helpful it is with the hexagon. It's completely different.
Yeah, that's a great. What about today's team? Did you read the question and what your thoughts on that?
I think the thing I thought was when I was young, I just used to do the same puzzle over and over and over again. I still do repeat puzzles, but probably not as much. But I think I used to think of like new ways to make the puzzles fun. So I do like upside down or like backwards. So like you had the back facing you, so you didn't see the image. Or I try and do it like in like a typewriter, just do it in order. Or I'd like try loads of different things basically to do it in different ways. But I think probably you could take the idea of like just repeating the puzzle and trying it different ways would actually be great for training for speed puzzling.
Yeah, that would, I mean, for sure, especially if you're training
Mhm.
in general. And you'll just get to know a puzzle so much better and like the shapes of the puzzle, and you'll kind of train your brain to like do the steps and like the motor skills that you need for that as well.
I guess the thing is, like, when you're a kid, you have like 3 or 4 puzzles, so you just have to do them over and over again. Whereas obviously now there's just so many puzzles. I think it's hard to do that, and it's always so tempting to just want to keep trying new puzzles all the time.
Yeah. You know, my mom actually, I was doing like all of these puzzles, and I was always wondering, and she just saw me do them, and she thought like, oh, I'm gonna make her like run, because I was not a very sporty kid. So what she did is she set up this little obstacle course where if I do the obstacle course, then I get one piece of the puzzle and I can bring it back. So you have to do the obstacle course a couple of times to get like pieces, and then you can like kind of fit them together. And I don't know why I did it, but I did it.
That's really funny.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. You can also do it in teams, like, you know, against each other, and then see who finishes the puzzle faster, like combining brain work with like a little obstacle course.
That's for sure. By the way, I always loved the puzzles they had in Survivors. When I was a kid, I was watching the show and I loved the challenges with puzzles. Such a random fact. Obstacle course association.
Yeah. There's so many TV shows that mention puzzles, or like where people are doing puzzles
Like
in
just
TV
in the
shows.
background
And I'm always like, oh.
I always want to know what puzzle they're doing. I always try.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. You see something on a TV show and you're like, what puzzle is that?
Yes. Yeah, Rachel, any final words, words of wisdom you want to give to the people that are puzzling right now, or like tips maybe that you wish you would have known when you were like halfway through the puzzle?
I guess when you get to the water part, it kind of all looks a bit tricky. I think don't be as scared of like that darker patch of water. I think that's a really good place to start. And it's tempting to try and do all the lighter parts first and like the people, but actually that dark patch under the surfboard is really good to do.
That's a very good tip.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with it. Amazing.
Alrighty. Yeah, thank you so much for chatting.
No problem. Thank you.
And congrats on the 3rd place again.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ciao. All right, a lot of finishes coming in.
Yeah, so we are at 43 finishers, which is just a little over half. We have we have almost 80 people in total puzzling today. So 43, we're just over half, but we are already 1 hour and 14 minutes puzzling. So we still have about 45 minutes left in this competition. And from all the ones that I can see on my screen, it looks like, I hope all of you, or almost all of you, will finish this puzzle today.
And I would say there is pretty good progress everybody is having.
Yeah.
Multitasking. When Catherine goes quiet, it's because she's working on something EJJ related. But
Yeah, I'm trying to see if our next interviewees are already somewhere in the call, and or if we have to, if we can spend more time maybe commenting on what we're seeing right now on the screen, because that might also be interesting to see who we have right now who's about to finish. So we have Lynn, and then Katharina, Fabienne. Everyone is almost there, finishing these last pieces, putting them in. And yeah, as you can see, no surprises. Again, everyone is finishing with the bottom part. I would really like to ask Inga why she, or how it worked out for her that she ended up finishing with the skyline, or the what shall we call it?
yeah, that's true. Because quite often when we see somebody having completely different approach, and actually you ask them why did they do it, they have something like very relevant and insightful idea that completely makes sense when you actually hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe they had the same inclination as Victor had when he said like, oh, I thought it would be hard, or like he thought he might be finishing with that as well. And then if that's kind of your strategy going in and you just want to stick to it, then that might be a way of how you end up there.
That's one theory, yes. And I think also like some people actually just prefer to start with what is like closer to them, like literally physically the distance is less, and then end something that it's maybe a further away. There could be some simple reason as some people just prefer to sit in the beginning and then kind of like stand and lean over towards the end. But who knows? We can only speculate.
We can only speculate unless Inga tells us in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, and I see that we have the owners of Peace House in the chat, or at least one of them is in the chat. So, hey, is it? You have to tell me how you pronounce the name, because I don't want to like.
It's Rewa.
Rewa. Okay, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I love the shirt, by the way. I can see it's
Yes.
yes.
Our Peace House
Awesome.
shirts, we wear them everywhere.
So I heard that you're in the UK, but you have a New Zealandish accent. Or am I mishearing it?
No, I am a Kiwi, but I've been in the UK now for a wee while. We are trying to launch here at the moment, so very new and just kind of getting a feel for the place and different retailers and all that kind of stuff. But yes, originally from New Zealand, a proud Aucklander.
Nice. And then also with us we have Sophie, who is in New Zealand still, I'm assuming. Hi, Sophie.
So it's been the sun has been rising as I've been watching this.
Yeah, so that actually leads me immediately to the first question I have for you. With one of you in the UK, one of you in New Zealand, when do you have meetings? How does it work? What do the logistics look like?
It's usually around the clock, but typically we would speak at this time now. So usually my evening, Sophie's early morning. But then we're always texting, you know, when I wake up. So it's non-stop because of the time difference. But yeah, it definitely keeps things interesting.
Yeah, you can definitely at least be present and know, you know, the business is working around.
Exactly. Always online.
Yeah.
So
24/7.
tell us a little bit more about your business, your puzzle brand. Do you have like a specific brand philosophy? Now is the moment to share like everything about Peace House.
Do you want to go,
Yeah.
Sophie?
Oh, yeah, I can
You're
go.
looking.
It'd be great if we were in the same country, then we could be on the call together. Yeah, so we started the business about 4.5 years ago. And our philosophy is that we just want to make great puzzles in terms of like the quality. So that was really important to us. So at the start, we like did all this testing to just make sure that we'd get the best product out there. And then part of it is that we really want to help promote different artists as well. So currently we use different New Zealand artists. So it's a different artist for each puzzle. And so they come on board and we really like to work with them in terms of their style and what they usually do artwork about. And so it really like speaks to them and what they like to do best, which is really cool. But we'd give them a little bit of guidance to what works well as a puzzle, because we don't want too much empty space. Yeah, so that's the kind of like overview.
Mm-hmm. So in the case of this specific puzzle, how do you choose the artist? Do you approach them? Do they approach you? Take us a little
Yeah,
bit.
so I've actually got it here with me now. So this one, so how we work with all artists is basically we just search Instagram, search the net, visit art galleries, go to art shows, just kind of really be out there and present with all the New Zealand artists that are out there at the moment, and just always looking out for new artists. Sometimes I remember finding one and it was an art gallery that was closed, and I saw an artwork in the distance and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I couldn't see it. I was like zooming in on my phone to see what the artist's name was, and now that puzzle is like being one of our really popular ones. So it's definitely worthwhile keeping a lookout. So this particular one, Gerard, we found him through this agency that we follow, and he is one of the artists that they represent. And so his style is really retro, and he does lots of kind of retro beach scenes as well. So we thought that would be really cool for a design. And in terms of our other designs that we have, we don't have any like ones like this. So we thought it would be a winner.
So do the artists specifically design a piece for your puzzle, or is it sometimes also artworks that they already have that then get adapted to be on your puzzle?
It's a mix. So this one was created from scratch. So he created this specifically for this design. Others, if we see a piece that would work really well, sometimes we just get them to just make some adjustments to make it work well as a puzzle. So we're always kind of looking at that filter of, is this going to be easy enough to complete? And so if they've got a little bit too much empty space, then I'll work with them on developing that out, whether it's bringing in some extra texture or an extra element or some extra colors, just to make it work well as a puzzle.
Yeah. And why a hexagon?
Yeah, I was about to ask the same question. Like, how did you end up with this
For
one?
this one.
Well, we just wanted to do something different, really. And we've seen a lot of circle round puzzles out there. And I was just like, oh, we don't actually want to just do what everyone else is doing. We want to do something different and really stand out. And so we're just kind of looking into what other shapes we could do. And we just found that there weren't actually any hexagons out there that we could find. There was one from about, I don't know, it was really retro. It was probably from the 80s that I found, and I don't think it's sold anymore. But that's it. And so we thought we'd jump on board with it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's also the first time ever I saw like a hexagon, not just a hexagon carton, but the hexagon shaped puzzle. And yeah, we've been talking a lot with the other puzzlers about how the edges work and then how the pieces are still straight within the puzzle, because we didn't know exactly what to expect when we opened it, because like you said, with the round puzzles, the pieces are also kind of stretched and like in this rounded shape. So we thought maybe here it would also be kind of the case like that. But you do have this fun
the middle
this
piece.
Yeah.
So that
so part of developing the die line is that we made it so it was ribbon cut the inside part, because we know that is popular. Even though we do like the random cut, we feel like the ribbon cut is more our brand. Obviously, there's the different shape pieces for the border and then around the center. So the centerpiece is the shape of a house. So then that connects to our brand being Peace House. And so we just thought that was like a fun little extra piece, just to kind of that feeling of finding that piece in the stack of the puzzle pieces. And there's just like that moment.
Yeah. I think you were very successful with that, because I initially sorted it out as an edge piece, but then as I was putting the border together, I thought, this piece, there's no stiegel in the border, where does it go? And then it clicked. I was like, oh, it's the middle piece.
Yeah, I remember we did this together, and when you found that piece, you were like, oh, look at this piece.
Yeah. This is where it goes.
Yeah, this is great. And I have to say, you're pretty correct that there is no hexagon puzzles going around here, because like we have probably done like thousands of puzzles and seen even thousands more. And I can't remember even one brand that would have this type of puzzles.
No. So yeah, it's really cool. And I think it's really fun also for everyone in the EJJ now that they got to try out your brand and got to try out this type of puzzle. Are you often like sponsoring puzzle events? Is this something that you're interested in as a brand?
Yeah, we do quite a lot with NZJPA back in New Zealand, and I think you guys, someone mentioned that before, that they'd seen us on with Donna Louise. So we do a lot in New Zealand. We've started to connect with the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, and we do other bits and bobs. But I'm very excited to have the opportunity today to bring our puzzle to this side of the world as we start to expand and get people familiar with our brand, both with the hexagon shape, but also with our kind of standard shapes as well. So hoping to do more in this space, which is, super exciting.
We have SJ asking in the chat if you would be willing to sponsor a speed puzzling event in the UK with the
Yes, we would love that. We would absolutely love that. Yeah, so we now finally have most of our puzzle designs. I think there's about 3 or 4 that we're now not stocking. We won't be stocking in the UK, but apart from that, all puzzle designs here. So absolutely get in touch, and we would love to run some form of an event in the UK, whether that's in person or virtually. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Astra is very excited in the chat.
I can't see the chat.
And she says she'll be in touch. She's trying to organize an event in London. So
Perfect.
Oh, now I want to travel to London. I guess I will ask. That's my next destination.
So you said, yeah, this is not the only event. You've been like involved with the New Zealand community, the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association. Does speed puzzling shape the way that you are doing future puzzles? Like, is it something you have in the back of your mind? Like, how fast can people do this puzzle? Would this be good for a speed puzzling event?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're trying to expand our 500 piece range for that exact purpose. So we're looking at, and I think I was speaking to Michelle the other day to kind of get advice and guidance around what she thinks from our existing range would look good as a 500 piece puzzle. But that is definitely an area we want to expand into, and just, you know, make puzzles particularly like potentially a little bit harder or different difficulty levels based on who we're kind of trying to serve. So yeah, that's always front and center. And we did actually attend the Worlds last year just to get a flavor for how it all works. Sophie's definitely a much better puzzler than I was. I felt like I let the team down a little bit, but it was awesome just to be in the environment and the buzz of everyone competing. And so we took a lot of learnings away from Worlds, and yeah, as I said before, just trying to keep that front and center when we're starting to commission new artists and designs.
Yeah, this actually would have been my next question. Are you speed puzzlers? I mean, obviously you love puzzles because you have a puzzle brand, but what is your connection to puzzles?
Sophie, you start.
Okay. So I do some speed puzzle competitions, but it's more for leisure. I'm not very fast. So I quickly looked back at my time for this puzzle, and okay, I didn't do it like, I didn't try to do it fast, because when I did it leisurely, because I was testing out the shape and just making sure I was happy with the whole experience before we put it into mass production. And so I did it. I'm actually too ashamed to say it was just under 3 hours, which is very slow in comparison to everyone here. Like, what was the winning time? 38 minutes?
38 minutes, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm not even going to mention my time. I'm a much slower puzzler than Sophie, so yeah.
You know, the fastest time today was 38 minutes, and Emilia and me did it together in 38 minutes. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's an incredible time. But yeah, I go to a few of the speed competitions that the New Zealand Jigsaw Puzzle Association put on. And I just enjoy the event, even though I know I'm not going to win. It's just nice to be part of the community. I'm actually doing a speed competition tonight, New Zealand time, that is at this restaurant in Auckland called Dice and Fork, which is like a board game and puzzle restaurant, which is quite cool. So 4 of us girls are doing it as a team, so that will be fun. But again, it will be leisurely. we probably won't win.
And you, Riva, you said.
I am not. I try to speed puzzle, but I think because I take so long at puzzling, like I like to mull over a puzzle and be back and forth as opposed to kind of bash it out on one time. So when I've done it with Sophie before, I feel like I just let the team down. Where she's like, she just guides me as to where I need to do, because she's just so fast. So yeah, I would say I'm definitely the proper definition of a leisurely puzzler.
And tell me a little bit about how did your brand come into being? Like, why did you feel the need to have your own brand? of puzzles and get started with this whole thing?
Sophie and I actually used to work together. Gosh, I want to say 10, is it 10 or 12 years ago?
I think so, about 10 years ago.
A very long time ago, we worked for shopping centres in the marketing team, and we used to do really late nights and grew to understand each other's like working rhythm, and felt like our skills kind of complemented each other. And we always said we wanted to start a business together. And then we were kind of just in different jobs doing different things. And Sophie attends like a puzzle girls night. And again, that's just like a social occasion where you get together and kind of have a chin wag and complete the puzzle and have some nibbles. And gosh, I feel like I'm telling your story for you, Sophie. And essentially, they had done this several times and just weren't finding kind of any contemporary, like modern, kind of funky, very bright jigsaw puzzles. And so Sophie had approached me and had mentioned this idea of like, could we platform New Zealand artists, which we love to do. We're also very proud Kiwis. And could we turn them into puzzles, and what would that kind of look like? And that was kind of where the brand started. And so we started this big scoping exercise, which Sophie alluded to earlier, around looking at literally every puzzle brand we purchased and, looked at the quality of the pieces and kind of did this big test to see what could we incorporate the different bits of puzzles that we liked. And that's how we came up with our specification. And then we got into, looked at all the artists, as Sophie said. We've got like a catalogue of, I want to say 300 plus artists now. Is that?
Oh, probably, yeah, probably more.
So honestly, selecting artists for each collection is really difficult because we're looking at different puzzle design categories. We also like to do something quite new. We're now looking at different shapes and piece counts. And so when you kind of take all of that into consideration, we have like a shortlist that starts off at, I think our recent shortlist for some of the upcoming collections, we started at like 50 or 60 artists, and we then have to cull down, and then we go to version 3, cull down until we get to a point where we're like, actually they're different enough, because we typically release 3 puzzles per collection where we can cater to all different types of puzzlers. So maybe like a gift purchaser, speed puzzler, so like doing more hexagons in future, 500 pieces. So we're always kind of, just trying to pick quite different artwork and then looking at what format.
Yeah, I love that. I have one question. Is there a story behind your name? Like
Me? I've been asked this before. I told someone, I said, my name means to rise. So actually, and Sophie, I think what was your, it was, we did an interview.
My name means wise.
So like to wise and rise. We did an interview recently with, oh gosh, it's escaped me. It was a games publication in the UK, and that's where we figured it out. So we're like, how can I?
That's so fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I was wondering, as you were telling like the stories about like not having enough different varieties of puzzles and things like that, do you think it has to do with just being in New Zealand? Because from what I understand is that it's really hard to get anything in New Zealand from, that is not produced in Australia. And where are you producing your puzzles? Are they local?
No, they're not. We manufacture our puzzles in China. So the specification, like the blue board that we print on, and the paper, so our initial intention was to manufacture. We wanted it to be designed in New Zealand and made in New Zealand, but there's only one puzzle manufacturer, which is Holdson's. And unfortunately, that machinery couldn't support our specifications. So we've got an amazing factory who we work very closely with, and we love them. And that's who manufacture our puzzles. So it's a bit of coordination now that we're sending to the UK and also sending to New Zealand.
Yeah, it seems like now it's a truly global operation.
All the continents almost, they're included.
Yeah, because now also we're thinking about different market, like the UK, it's like, well, what does a UK puzzler like to see, and what is local for them, and what does that kind of look like? So, we've had to fully think about artists and artwork in a completely different way, which is also exciting, and it's a good challenge for us to see how we can connect with different audiences and marketplaces.
Yeah. Well, you have definitely at least one fan more.
Oh, thank you.
Make it two. I really enjoyed the puzzle. The quality is great. There was like barely any puzzle dust. The box feels like it's a quality box. I really love, and that's something we haven't even talked about yet. I really love the bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
It's so cool. Like, not only is it not plastic, which I always am like a big proponent of, like, let's try to use less plastic, but this is a good way if you maybe don't want to keep the box just for space reasons. You can always just keep it in the bag, and as you can see, like 500 pieces can go like relatively small in bags like this. And yeah, I just think it's a great way to store the puzzles afterwards. Yeah.
Thank you.
I also had a question about the image, because we did discuss this earlier. Is this from a specific location, this image?
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it. You were saying Miami or Hawaii. Basically, the brief to the artist was, we want it to be a retro scene, and we are expanding to the UK. This was at the time, and we want it to just seem kind of global and just be a fun retro scene. So it actually doesn't represent any specific place. It's just a retro summer scene that could be interpreted in different ways.
I think you were successful with that, because we had such a different expressions of like, what is it? Where could it be from?
I can see the Hawaiian with like the surf borders, but then there's kind of like, I don't know, almost like a European feel to the backdrop as well, like elements.
Yeah,
of
with
it.
the Volkswagen bus, that's what was threw me off. But yeah, I thought mainly Hawaii because of the flower, because they seem like very Hawaii to me. And then I was thinking like, yeah, but it also has kind of like a Cuban vibe, but then I think it's just a retro vibe in general,
But that's actually interesting to hear, because I think Miami is mainly built by Cubans. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, you have at least two new fans, and all the feedback we've had so far, like from the chat and from everyone who was puzzling, was mainly positive. So yeah, I think, and I'm so happy to have this puzzle. It feels really special to have it, because I'm neither in New Zealand nor in the UK, so it feels like I have this little treasure now that I can add to my collection.
How big is your collection?
You don't want to know.
You're like, I've got a whole other room.
He has a puzzle room.
I have a room.
Yeah. And there's puzzles also in this room we know. So
yeah, I'm spilling out of the room. That's a sign for me that like it's time to stop. Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to say about your brand, or to the people that are still puzzling now? We let's have a quick check-in. We have almost 70 people have finished.
Wow.
And there's 79 people in total. So there's just a few that are still working on it, and they still have a little bit more than 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's some fast people out there. It's incredible. Well, I guess it would be great to hear from people if they want to be involved with some speed comps and get our brand involved with the speed comps. We'd love to be part of it. So yeah, it'd be great to hear from people. Anything that you want to say, Rewa?
No, just echoing what you said, and just thank you for the opportunity today. We've been bringing each other, so we've been having this playing in the background, listening to the comments in the feed, because it's such good on the ground feedback, and it's just been a real thrill to be a part of it and just feel the energy, which is great. So thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for joining, guys.
Thank you.
see you later.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
Hi.
That was lovely. I always like it when we can interview the creators of the puzzles, or in this case, the people who like pick the puzzle and like made sure, and like all the choices about it. And stuff.
Yeah, I love it how they explain that it's not a specific place, but I think that's the definition of a great art as well, that people can see it very differently and still feel like there's something familiar for them, and then also some novelty in it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that image, and we can still see like a lot of people are still going to finish. Still working, a lot of people working with that blue sea over there.
Yeah, so we have still Lillian, who is very close to finishing. We have Lotta, who's working on the blue. We have Gavin, who's working on the blue. Martha, who's just putting in the last piece. There we go.
Amazing.
Click, click.
Amazing.
Yes. We have Katarzyna working on the blues. We have Aurélie, who is also approaching the end of this puzzle. And then we have Katrin, who is also, I think maybe everyone can finish.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, we still have...
I'm just gonna put it out into the world. I believe that everyone can do
Manifesting.
it. Yeah, you have like 15 more minutes. Yeah, Katrin, I think you can do it. I think you can. Just do your best. Do your best. We're all rooting for you. All right, and then joining us for another chat, we have Valentina. Are you here with us? Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hi. Hello.
Hey. Hi. How are you
Thank
doing?
you for having me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad I finished this puzzle. It wasn't easy for sure, but
Yeah.
it was a good training, and I really love the image. I love how original it is actually to have such a shape. And yeah, the edge was super tricky, to be honest, but it was nice.
Was this your first puzzle from this brand, I would assume?
Yes. Yes, and with such a shape as well. So definitely a surprise here. I was trying to guess actually with the box. I was like, oh, it's a bit like a bag on the sides and a box at the bottom and the top. But it was because actually you have gift wrap paper like inside the box. That's why. So yeah, I couldn't guess.
No, me neither. I mean, I was like, I wonder.
So yeah, nice surprise. It was nice to hear the authors of the puzzle, also their story and everything, all the thinking that goes into the puzzle. And at some point I was like, do they create it by making just a rectangle puzzle and then cutting in a hexagon? But I don't think so. I think it's like designed to be a hexagon from the beginning.
Yeah, with this they said that they wanted to have a hexagonal puzzle, and then the artist designed the image to fit on a hexagon.
It would be very interesting to hear from the artists as well. Like, I don't think they get too often like orders that, oh, we wanted hexagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next? Like maybe another shape as well.
Yeah, what are the shapes that are left?
Triangles.
Triangle.
True that. They didn't even thought about it.
Octagon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trapeze.
Heart.
A star.
Also
I
oval,
know,
maybe.
yeah, I know that there are these puzzles that just have like for example, I have a puzzle in the shape of a cat, and it's a cat, like those types of puzzles I've seen a lot, but just like other geometric shapes I haven't seen that much. But
And we see it more often on the wooden puzzles, I think, as well.
Yeah, wooden
more
puzzles,
often.
they are, they have all kinds of crazy shapes.
Yeah.
Valentina, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from? How did you get into puzzling? How often have you competed in EJJs? Like, we want to know everything.
So I'm from Belgium, and I think my story into speed puzzling is kind of the same as everyone. I saw that video of Karen. Actually, during COVID, I started my first puzzle as an adult. It was like a 3,000 piece of the Babel Tower puzzle with the super small pieces, and I had it on the floor like for months. But it got me into puzzling, and then I went to on Marketplace like to try to find like cheap puzzles from other people. And so then I found that YouTube video of Karen that was speaking about puzzles in general, and then she got into speed puzzling. And I think as everyone, I just said like, I want to try and see how fast I can be on a puzzle. And then I just got into it, and I never stopped since then.
And I assume you're going to be in the Belgium Championship.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
Amazing. Do you
I'm
have any
actually kinda-
goals?
Last year I was 4th of the Belgian, but I know we have so many good people who joined speed puzzling since then. So maybe if I can get, I don't know, top 10, it would be super nice. But actually just having fun, enjoying. I'm also doing the pairs with my boyfriend, so that is just for fun. And I got some colleagues into the team competition with me, so
Nice.
that's gonna be
That's
really fun
amazing.
as well.
You're converting new speed puzzlers.
Yes, I'm working hard at work to make people like into puzzling.
Are you also the person at work that brings a puzzle to work and just like innocuously like puts it on the table and like, hey, just put a piece in if you want?
Yes, exactly. I tried also like to do puzzle chess at lunch with some colleagues, and after work sometimes we also like do a meetup. And I'm the kind of person that comes with puzzles at work just to give them to people so they can try them and then give them back. And like there is this whole like puzzle swapping happening at work.
That's
So
nice.
this is nice. Yeah.
That's amazing. How your boyfriend feels about puzzles? I assume you also have them all over the house. And
So he said that I can have like 2 shelves. I have 2 like blocks of line, I think, places. For now, it's like completely full, and everything that cannot go inside it has to be like sold. So I'm trying to stick to that, but sometimes it goes crazy, and I just have a little to-do pile as well on the side. So yeah, I'm trying to keep that under control, but I'm also trying to convince him to buy a bigger one. So I have more space actually to sort puzzles.
yeah, it's still 2 shelves. You just buy bigger ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that solution.
Right?
How did you do puzzles as a kid?
But actually, I wasn't doing puzzles as a kid. So you told the story during the event that we just did one puzzle with a cat with my parents, and it took us so long to do it that I just never did a puzzle again as a kid.
How did you get the idea then to buy a puzzle during Corona? Like, were you just...
I think I was just bored to be at home, and I just went on Amazon. I saw the puzzle, and I was like, okay, let's try. And I remember I had no strategy going into it, so I had like plates to hold the pieces, but like small plates, and then they were flying all over the place, and it was just it was a mess. And then I got into like some cheaper brand of puzzles, which I was gladly doing at the beginning, but now I'm a bit more selective, I would say, with the puzzle brands and the images.
How many puzzles did you do casually before you found out about speed puzzling?
I don't know, maybe 20 puzzles, more or less, I would say.
Yeah, so quite early on doing the transfer to that one.
Yeah, but I'm the kind of person who likes competition and getting better at something. So as soon as I heard that there is a way to make it competitive, I was like, okay, let's go full in into that. But I kind of enjoy the adrenaline that you get from speed puzzling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that speed puzzling aspects definitely bring new type of people doing puzzles, because there is people, for example, Tobias Bremer also said that I really didn't want to do puzzles because it's like boring. But then they came to speed puzzling and you were like, okay, let's go. This is something I do like.
Yeah. And so you will be at the Belgian Championship this weekend as well, right?
Yes.
It's gonna be nice to meet you in person.
So exciting.
Yeah, we will both be there. That's why she's visiting me.
Nice.
So then we can drive there together, and then I'm gonna drag her down in pairs.
No, you're the piece finder, because like I can place them, I can find them.
In which group are you?
That's a good question. I don't know. These emails are coming in so like randomly. I'm totally lost track of where.
That's true.
I think we are A.
Yeah.
Pass. I can look it up if you
I
want.
have no idea. I'm just following her. Since I'm here, I will sit in the car on Saturday morning. We'll drive there. Somebody will tell me what to do. I think that's how it usually works. Were you
Yeah.
also last year?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. It's last year. It was only one day, and now we're having the second. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're on
Group A.
Group A. For
Group
pairs,
A.
right?
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I think I am also in Group A. Nice.
Awesome.
So we're gonna see the big gap between you and me and my boyfriend. But he's trying hard, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe you can get him into it because, like, I know a lot of puzzling couples, and it's nice
Yeah.
because they can practice together a lot, you know, and you really know each other really well,
Yeah.
and it's easier, I think, if you know someone really well already. I just had to have a
Definitely.
quick look at Katarzyna and Aurélie, who are so close to
Yes.
finishing, both of them.
Go,
They
go,
have
go.
each maybe, I don't know how many pieces, so there's like 15 pieces or something like that max.
Every
To
piece
go.
counts. They can still do this in time.
Yeah,
Yes. How much time is left?
well, that's a good question because
Around 5 minutes is or less.
yeah, we should
5 minutes.
ask maybe Michelle to join us because she has the actual timer, and what we see is only like the 30 seconds delay
On the
timer.
YouTube. Yeah.
So I think it should be about like 5 or 4 minutes. Michelle, how long is it still?
Yes, so we have just under 5 minutes to go, but looking really good. And yeah, Valentina, when you came to Trier, you had your leg in a cast, and I remember you had your leg up, sticking out off to the side on a chair while you were puzzling. So
True.
unfortunately, you had an injury, but that didn't stop you from puzzling.
No, indeed. Yeah, it happened only a few days before the competition. And I was like, okay, I cannot drive, but I asked the team, and they were so kind that we found a solution so they could take me in the car with them. And so I could still come and puzzle with them. So it was super nice. And I remember that event. It was such a good marathon, such a good day. So I'm really glad that I did did find a solution to come actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But this weekend, are you somebody who stands up for puzzling, or you prefer to sit down?
I stand up to flip the pieces, and then usually I sit down so that I get closer to the pieces and I see better the details on each piece and where it can connect to the rest of the puzzle. So yeah, usually afterwards I sit down.
Yeah, Aurélie! Woo!
Oh, good job!
Congrats!
You can do it, Katarzyna.
Yay! Come on, you're almost
Let's
there.
go.
Look at the details.
I love that. I love that. I was doing the red puzzle in Sweden, and every time I got a piece in, it was so hard. I was just celebrating, lifting my hands, and my parents like, yeah, but let's also put more pieces.
That puzzle looks crazy.
Yeah. So Valentina, what was your just bringing it back to the puzzle before we close out in a couple of minutes? Did you have like a favorite part of the puzzle? Like what part stood out to you? What did you enjoy putting together?
Oh, I love the sky. It was amazing, and the part of the city that is like quite far away that connects to it.
Oh yeah.
So that was for me the most recognizable part. The flower was quite nice as well, even though it kind of confused me at some point. And actually the water, once it was only the water left, it went quite easily, I think, because there were like some darker sides and some lighter ones. So that helped.
Yeah, and here we have Kasia finishing on the water right now.
Mm-hmm.
Last 4 pieces, come on, yay!
Let's go! You can do it.
Let's go.
Only 2.
Drum rolls.
And 1.
Yay! Good job!
I love the excitement.
Good job. Nice.
So exactly 1 hour and 58 minutes. So 2 minutes to spare. Good
Amazing.
job. Yeah.
Amazing job.
And SJ said, shout out to the puzzle couples. So SJ is also in a pair with her boyfriend. So I know she has a lot of fun. Yeah. Yes. And you also mentioned that you are going to do some commentating for the first time at the Belgian Championships.
Yes. I don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see. I'm not really used to that. But actually, yeah, I've been quite involved in the Belgian association. So at the beginning, I was really part of it. We built the website. I'm a lot on the technical side of it, trying to do things. And yeah, since then I've had to maybe slow it down a bit because I have other hobbies that are also taking a lot of time. But it's always a pleasure to just come and help and to help in the organization. It's always so interesting.
Yes. No, it's really great that you're putting that together, and also that it's growing and you have international guests as well. So we have 40 seconds on the clock, and
Ooh.
go Catherine, find another few pieces. No stress, no stress.
Excitement over
So
there.
stressful.
I love that.
Yes, that was the piece. And another one.
You can do the body. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Celebrate every piece.
One more. Yes.
Exactly.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. That was 2 hours of
job.
puzzling. Well done, everybody.
So intense.
And well done, Catherine. Catherine, you can count up your... so close. I mean, you just got the water to do in a few houses. But yeah, count up your pieces and you can add that to the timer as well. And yeah, thank you so much, Valentina, for chatting with us a bit. Good luck for the competition on the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Catherine and Amelia. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed listening to that, and it was a fantastic interview with the host, with the owners of the brand. And so now we all know Peace House. There is a big delivery of 1,000 piece puzzles on its way to me. So if you like the quality, if you like what you see on their website, you'll be able to get some in the near future.
Very nice.
Yes, and so thanks everyone and all those who are joining us on YouTube and commenting and sharing on the puzzlers. So we really appreciate your company, and we'll see you all at the next one soon. All right. Thanks everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.